Hey, 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 it's Cassie with 3H Farms, Texas Soap Company. I'm thankful for fall. A lot of things I'm thankful for, but this cooler weather is definitely one thing I'm thankful for. In Texas, it's been in the mid 90s. We've had some rain, some 80-degree weather, so that's fantastic. If you've never joined me before, I make soap live. I try to share how we make our soaps to not only inspire others that are soap makers or to inspire people to make soaps or just to share our products with you guys because a lot of our customers love to buy our products and also see how we made them. So if you're new, thank you for coming by. And if you're someone that has subscribed to our channel, thank you so very much. We love you guys, love the amazing comments, questions. So if you got any questions about soap making that I can answer, I definitely will try. I'll also give a little disclaimer. I don't wear long sleeves. I don't do all the things that a lot of soap makers do because I'm hot. I'm in Texas, but I am super careful. And so if you've never worked with lye, go back, look at books, YouTube videos. We have one, so many people do, on how to handle lye properly. It is dangerous. Hey. Thank you for joining, Miss Brooke. So let's get started. Pumpkin spice. I'm a pumpkin spice gal. I guess we're called basic people. I don't know. It's just a funny term to me. I like it. I am basic. I don't get my nails done. Not saying there's anything wrong with that, but I'm allergic to a lot of things. I just recently started dyeing my hair, which I need to touch up. My good friend started beauty school a year ago. She graduated, and I was able to get my hair dyed with a semi or demi-permanent, or she knows all the stuff. I have no idea about that. And so I'm pretty excited to have red hair for the first time. But my hair doesn't hold on to the color very well. Plus, it's not permanent because I'm allergic to the ammonia. So anyways, enough with that backstory, side story. We're getting all our stuff ready so you can see exactly my process. I get out everything. Today, I just thought I would start from everything. Just what I use, what am I going to use, down to, just showing you how I get ready. I have white vinegar on hand, or you can use soap and water to rinse off if lye splashes on you. Always have you some paper towels ready. This right here is sodium lactate. It's naturally derived from, I think it's beets or something. You could look it up. It's a humectant. It helps with, I'm looking at my ring light. By the way, I got a new tripod. So sorry, I was looking at the wrong spot. You're over here now. I got tired of a ring from the ring light when I look away. So I got a tripod trying to up my video game for you guys. But anyway, sodium lactate is a humectant. It also helps harden your bars faster due to the sugars in here. I think it speeds up the process a little. I don't know the technical terms, but it definitely helps pull the soaps out of the mold a little bit quicker. And making goat's milk soap, my recipe doesn't harden as fast as some other recipes do. So sodium lactate is an amazing additive that you can do. You can also add sugar and salts and stuff, but this in liquid form is so much easier to add to your soaps. So you want some big containers, tall, big containers. I don't know how well you can see me over here. Okay, good. You can see me. You want to get everything set out and get ready to be making. I'm going to set my sodium lactate over here and my paper towels over here. So we got to get our scale, digital thermometer. I am using nothing but goat's milk in my recipe. So I got a large bag of the frozen goat's milk. And we're going to weigh that up right here. And I'll tilt my camera down so you can see when I start weighing everything. I just wanted to show you, this is my process. getting everything out. Looking at my recipe, I hang it up, and I go through. Oh, I already have one of these open. Let's get my open one. It was sitting down here, so I'm gonna make sure there was no hairs or anything like that from sitting on the floor. Give it a good wash off. I also have my molds over here. I have them spritzed with alcohol, cleaned out. Usually after my cleanup process, before I put up anything, I sterilize my equipment, if it's stainless steel and stuff, with alcohol. So that way, when I go to start, I have everything ready to go. Have a giant bucket of coconut oil underneath here. So that stays underneath, but I'll show you what it looks like. This is just my big giant island. I took everything out and put everything in my giant island. Let's see. I'm also going to I always use Kaolin Clay. It helps hold on to your fragrance oil or essential oil longer. Get that out. Okay, check. Canola oil, coconut oil, castor oil, olive oil. Those are the oils I'm using. I don't see an olive oil in here, so it's a good deal that I got a brand new one. I'm going to measure my coconut oil over here. So let me move this stuff out of your way so you can see me measuring my coconut oil over there, because I have it stored underneath here. It's just easier for me to do it over here. Oh, we're so close to being out. I may need to open up the other box. Well, if so, you'll get to see how I open up the coconut oil. Hopefully that'll be just enough. My large spoon. Large spoon. Can you see? You see me okay? I'm going to move this stuff out of your way. How well can you see me over there? All right, good. You can see me. I'll try to move down just a hair. And I like wearing these gloves until I start working. Of course, I drop it out lower. The rinse. Good thing I just cleaned. I like wearing these until I start working with a lye, and then I have a pair of the long kitchen gloves that help protect my arms. So that's how I get away with not wearing the long sleeves, but I do recommend it if you don't work with lye often. It will get you. So this is my giant bucket of coconut oil. Let's see if I have enough. We buy our coconut oil from a restaurant supply house. This restaurant supply house is local in Texas. So really, it doesn't take but maybe a day or two, depending on if I order, what time of day I order. So if I order at night, of course, I'm not going to get it the next day. But if I place my order early that morning, sometimes it will be the next day, which is pretty awesome. But I don't ever expect that. I always give them, 2 to 3 days is usually the window. So I ordered some, and I may have to open it up. We order the pail, and we used to always order the pail, and then I found out that I can order a giant box of it that comes in a bag, same coconut oil, and I just have to get it from the box to here. In the wintertime, that is difficult because it's so hard. Well, we're gonna have to open it. Darn it. Okay, well, you get to see how I open up the coconut oil. Hopefully I get to a good stopping point. So I like to stop on a round number. There we go. So if this scale goes off, I know I do my best to remember where it stopped. Okay, so I'm going to move this out of the way so you can see what I have to do. I didn't know I would run into this. Ta-ta-ta. So this is 35 pounds, can you see that, of coconut oil. So I buy it like this. Let's hope that it hasn't been sitting in the house too long. I usually, since it was raining, I had to bring it in. I like it in liquid form, but coconut oil, if you don't know, it hardens when it gets cooled. So usually I like it liquid form so I can put it in my bucket. Just hold on. It's rather difficult to handle. Yeet the box. Darn. It's firm. No big deal. So this is usually how I get it out when it's in its liquid form, is I'll just open this and let it drain into the bucket. But that's not what we're doing today. So just to save time, I'm going to try to get this top up and open it. And then I'll have to scoop it into my bucket later. But I'll show you, we're just going to get it out of here. Like that. And then I'll cut it open. Ugh. Okay, so get this back on the scale. Ooh, it stayed on. Okay. Now let me get my scissors. We tried one time to use my heat gun. That didn't work. It just melts the plastic. We put it in there. It's so much better if you could just set it outside and let it all melt and then pour it in there. But you get to see what I gotta do. And then you could put this over a double boiler, but I'm just going to pop it in the microwave only for about 2 minutes and get it just melted enough to work with, because we're making a cold process soap, so we don't want the oils to be too hot. And I'll show you. We're almost there. And I always measure in ounces and then switch over to grams, double check, And I have just a little bit over. So I'm going to take out what I have over. That's it. Not so difficult. Now I'm going to pop this in the microwave and get it melted. Okay, while that's melting, we're going to drop some, set this aside, and I will put it in the bucket later. But I'll put the bucket back down here just for now. And then we will refill the bucket later. Now, let's measure up our, I'm going to come over here so you can see. And then I'll put the camera down here so you can also see. Hello, mother. There we go. Let me come around and see how well you can see. Oh, good. You can see. Can't see my face no more, but that's okay. Okay, now we got it back on ounces. Zero it out. Now let's get our goat's milk. So this is goat's milk I froze in ice cube form. And it's been in my freezer for quite a while. And it has a little bit of ice crystals on it, but it's not going to hurt. It's not a whole lot, and it's not going to bother your soaps at all. This is frozen really good. Sometimes if I'm a little shy, like I try to get one of these bags about the amount I need. If I'm a little shy, I can use distilled water in ice cube form or liquid. It doesn't matter if you don't have torched. And then you're looking at, orange goat's milk base, yellow, bright yellow, orange goat's milk base, and then it can have a smell. So we're almost there. I think I have a little more in my freezer. I keep these outside in my large freezer. I think I have some inside. Hold on. Aha! I do. Perfect. And we are doing a little bit of water discount because of the humidity. So keep in mind, if you live in a super humid area, you want to use a little less of the water you normally would. And then also how much fragrance oil you're using. Make sure you're putting your essential oils and fragrance oils in your soap calculator. Also, if it's essential oils, use essential oil calculator.net. It's eocalc.net. I just wanted to show you the oils are melted. 2 minutes. It's not hot. I'll tell you the temperature. It is at 90 degrees. That's perfect. So these are at 23, starting at 23. And then we have our lye, and I'm going to measure out the lye in another container. In the past, I've sprinkled it over the milk, and that's fine. You could do that. But just in case I over pour, I do like to put it in another container. Double check my lye. Okay. Please be wearing gloves. Don't be breathing in. This is a micro bead lye from Essential Depot, or I should say it's microbead form. Some people do not like using this because it's very staticky. So just be careful when using it. It likes to stick to the plastic a bit. And never shake up your lye. You could get like a dust cloud of lye, and you wouldn't want to breathe that in either. So when you see yourself getting close, slow down. There's a little chunk in there. See the chunk? I don't want to shake it up. Okay, we're at where we want in ounces. Let me go to grams, because you really want to make it by the gram. We're almost there. Whoa, right there. That's all we needed was that little tiny bit. And then double check you don't have any lye around the edges or anything like that. And if you have got any lye on your counter, please wash it off immediately. So that way you're not accidentally putting your arm in it or touching it, or it will eat your counter. I just have a little damp paper towel that I just had used. I like to give it a little wipe down. And we're going to turn off that, and we're going to get our big gloves on. And actually, I feel like I have a little bit of lye on my gloves, so I'm going to rinse them first before I put my gloves on over it. Hope you could see this really well. I want you to see how quickly the lye is going to melt all of this. We're kind of hurrying up today because I got 30 minutes before I'm supposed to leave this house, but we'll see if I can make it. So I give maybe about a quarter of each, and I got to get my big long spoon that I was using for my oils. I'm just going to wipe it down. It's not going to hurt if some of the coconut oil is like, it's clean. Just wiped it off, the coconut oil that was on there. And you don't want to start stirring this too roughly. You just kind of want to agitate it. You could be wearing a mask right now. I'm in a well-ventilated area. Being in ice cube form, it's not producing any fumes. But you still just want to be really careful when you're mixing it. Kind of stand back a little bit. Don't put your face over this. A little more. agitating it and moving it around. That way, it's not staying in one place. I want you to see it's already melting over here. You see it melting in this corner? And if you feel any lye splash on your arm, rinse it off immediately. Just see how it's melted there? And I'm just kind of spooning it over, trying to make sure it's all incorporated before I add the last little bit. See how quickly it's already changed from completely frozen to now turning into liquid form. That lye, if you were to pour it into water, your water would get over 250 degrees. It would fume up. You would definitely need a great like an N95 mask, not just a normal regular mask. You would have to get one that would, protect you more, because the fumes of that is, it's a lot. And you would want a ventilation system almost. If you were just pouring a large amount of lye, if this was water and I was to pour that much lye into water, it would be a lot of fuming and it would get really hot. So this way is a little safer to work with, and it's not going to scorch your goat's milk, because that's what we make here at 3H Farms Texas Soap Company is goat's milk soap for sensitive skin, eczema. It's some of the best soaps that we have found for our skin problems, and that's why we started making them for and turned it into a business. We loved the results that our family and friends had, and then we started doing farmers markets, and so many people have skin issues, and it just really feels amazing to help those people that have the same skin issues that we do. There's actually more people that do have skin issues than we've ever thought. Try to get every little drop out of there. And then I take this cup and I take it to my sink and I just put water in it immediately. And nothing else is in our sink. I have my sink ready for my lye and soap dishes. Let me throw those over here. A good rule also is these containers will only be used for soap from here on out. These were bought specifically for our soaps. But if you want to make a small batch of soaps at home, make sure you're working with plastic or you're working with stainless steel. No aluminum. Aluminum and lye cause a chemical reaction it's pretty dangerous. So you just want to be super careful with working with lye and find, there's certain things you can't use. Don't use wooden anything because wood is very porous. Some people use glass, but glass is very porous. And if you're working with lye and water, it gets really hot. I would be afraid that it would break. So, got goat milk soap. What the? Well, hello. Thanks for your comment. If you don't know what goat milk soap is, you'll find out on this channel. And yes, if you're wondering, we have a herd of our own dairy goats, and they're very spoiled. So just FYI, we don't have any meat goats or anything like that. They're all dairy goats. That's a question we get, and I just clarifying. So this is almost completely melted. Took a few minutes, 5 minutes to melt that huge amount of goat's milk. It was about 75 ounces of goat's milk that we are using in this recipe. That's a lot of goat's milk. Okay, so just scrape all your corners really well, because sometimes the lye will collect and fill at the bottom. Scrape really well. Make sure nothing has fallen down to the bottom. You want to continuously stir and make sure all of your lye is mixed in really well, because it can clump down at the bottom, and then you're going to have these big clumps, and it's not going to be able to blend into your oils. Okay, I don't feel any more little pieces stuck to the bottom. Let me check the temperature real quick. You might want to see this. That shows 70.7 degrees, which is perfect. We want to keep it below 90. Sometimes it heats up more than that, especially when you have a small batch that you're making. Some people use what they call master batching their lye, which they use water to mix the lye, and then they put in the goat's milk or coconut milk or any kind of additives into the oils and stuff like that later. I'm sure you can, Bobby. It's definitely something. I don't know if you're old enough to have ever heard of a milk bath, but there's properties in milk that are good for your skin. And in goat's milk, there's vitamins, selenium. It naturally cleanses your skin without stripping any of your oils and your natural properties from your skin. So goat's milk is goat's milk soap in our cases help our eczema and our psoriasis and sensitive skin in our family. We have suffered for a long time and found that goat's milk soap was the best soap for our skin, and absolutely love it. And even my husband, who is allergic to lactose, can drink goat's milk and use goat's milk soap or anything like that. It doesn't bother him. Okay, so this is now all mixed in. I don't have any more clumps or ice cube forms of the goat's milk. And so I'm just going to set this out of the way to over here. Just, that's not going to be in my way right now. And now we're going to start measuring our oils. This is pumice oil. I buy our olive oil from the same place we get our coconut oil from. So I get the coconut oil from a restaurant supply house because it is good enough to put inside my body. It's good enough to put on the outside of my body. Bobby, if you're rich and famous, I'm sure people take milk baths today, but I don't have the money to take a milk bath. But ancient Romans and all different types of people used to, like royalty, talk about taking milk baths. So someone that has a lot of money that can afford to put a bunch of milk in a bathtub, that's what I would call wealthy. Okay, so this is our olive pumice oil. It's 100% natural, no chemicals, no additives. This is the brand that I like. I also love that it is a gallon tin. I could get it shipped to my door. Yes, you have to pay for shipping. So I'm sure if you're starting out making soaps, the box stores that have the big deals of olive oil might be cheaper for you. But the more you buy from this restaurant supply house, the cheaper it gets. So this turns out to be, without shipping, $13 a gallon. So, and I have a little tip, quick trick tip or something. Let me grab if you don't know, this is just a little paring knife. It's not too, it's pretty hard. I just take and I make a little hole at the very, very top. That way it pours quicker, because if you don't do that and there's no air hole, it takes a really long time to pour. So it just is like glug, glug, glug. I'm looking at, make sure I get my recipe right. Always double check, and it just is something I've always done, even though I make this soap all the time. This is our recipe. I just love to double check my numbers, make sure I'm not going over, and then I click it over to grams, because you want to be precise in your measuring. You want to make sure you're putting the exact amount. It's like baking a cake. You put one extra egg in, or not enough eggs, or you do too much, it's not going to come out. Okay, let me double check my grams really quickly. Okay, click it. Oh, we're almost there. See, I was a little off on ounces. You want grams, because grams is super precise. So there you go. And get the lid back on. We're making a 12-pound recipe, 12-pound batch. So I used about half or so of this olive oil, and then my next batch, I'll use this again. So this whole, it's no big deal, because tomorrow when I make another batch, or Sunday, I mean, it's not going to be, too much air. But if you do this and you don't use this very often, just put you a piece of tape over that, so you don't have a hole and you don't have air, too much air hitting the oils and stuff. It's would oxidize it or whatever. Okay, and then I like to put all my stuff that I've used over to the side, so that I know I used it and I don't forget, especially talking to you guys. I get distracted, and then I'm like, oh no, did I use that? So if I'm using it and I'm done with it, I take it away. So I'm not going to accidentally add that again. So let me check my grams and ounces. I don't even know what I have this on. Okay. Zero it out. Make sure. Oh, I'm going to get another scale, because, well, my other scale I ruined. And this one, if it's moving too much, it doesn't get like an accurate, you have to wait till the oils stop sloshing around to get an accurate temperature. Temperature reading, what am I saying? Okay, here we go. Sorry, I'm not talking. I'm concentrating. Don't want to over pour. Getting close. Woo! A little more. Okay, let me double check. It's not even moving and it keeps going back. Okay. I definitely got to get another scale. My old scale, I miss so much. This one I kind of like got to wait and make sure. Oh, I got to get a new scale. Sorry, that was a pain in the butt. Now, I'm going to move this away. Now, the last oil we put in is castor oil. Castor oil is what makes your soaps bubble, lather. They will bubble and lather with the goat's milk, but if you're not adding castor oil in your soaps, if you're wondering, man, my soaps just really aren't lathering, it's still cleaning, it's still doing its job, but most people feel like their soap should have a really rich lather. You know, I mean, just like everybody, they want to have a rich lather. So in order to get a really rich lather, you need castor oil. So if in your recipe or what you're doing is not getting you a rich lather, you need castor oil. But too much is going to give your soaps a weird texture. I want to say they kind of feel slimy. So I've had soaps that have like a slimy, weird feeling to them. It's probably because they added too much castor oil. So just because castor oil is good for your skin, please don't put too much in it. Okay, so see, this is why I do it separate. It's very easy to go over. And then this is a clean container, and I can just pour it in there. It's only like a tablespoon I went over, but that literally will make a big difference. That's it. Perfect. So out of a 12-pound recipe, it's roughly 5 ounces of castor oil that's going in this batch. So please use a soap calculator. If you're making soap, it will tell you how much to put in there. So you want your percentage to be very low when it comes to the castor oil part. Okay, now we add Kaolin Clay. It helps with a silky feeling in your soaps. It also helps clean. It does amazing things. It makes your bar feel smooth and silky, and it also helps clean the skin. I'm like making a mess. I need my hand blender. This is also needed when making soaps because blending this by hand is just, it's darn near impossible. You can happen. I've had to do it, but it is tedious and long. I'm just going to blend the clay in real well with the oil. That way there's no chunks. Scooch over here. And on our fall soaps today, I want to do orange and brown. One of the reasons why I'm choosing brown, not just because it's a fall color, is the fragrance oil that I'm using is already going to discolor your soaps to brown. So I'm going to take oil. We don't actually have to weigh this part. I just get about 2.5 teaspoons or so. I'm going to throw it in there like that. And this is the orange color that I want to use. This is orange marmalade, safe for your lips, eyes, external use, bath bombs. It's a mica, titanium oxide, and iron oxide combo. It is from Nurture Soap. And I just think this is the prettiest orange color. It's so just bright, but without being overly bright. And I like using micas that are safe for your skin. You don't want to buy mica powder that is for resin or something. You have to use mica powders that are safe for soaping. Nurture Soap is really one of my favorites. Mad Micas is my top favorite too. There's lots of people out there. Just make sure you're buying soap micas. Don't just go on to a certain site and just think, oh, mica powders. Okay, I could just order whatever I want. You can't. They're not the same. Okay, I think that's enough orange. You want to use about a teaspoon per pound. I think that's a really bright orange. We may have to add a little more. Let's mix this up. I'm going to get my little whisk. Got a little mini whisk down here. Some people use water to disperse their colors in. I just like to use oil. If you use water, that's fine, but sometimes you can get what they call a glycerin river. And they look actually pretty in soap, but this way it blends really well in the soap batter, and I really like it this way. And I just see how thick it is. That'll mix really well in the soap. I actually don't know why I mixed it in this one. I guess so you could see it, but I usually mix it in a larger bowl like this. Are you about to go?
If I can find my American flag.
I don't know.
I had it on my dresser.
Here's the keys.
Okay.
So this is what I usually do is I put if I want a large color in one of these bowls, and I put it in here. I don't know what I was thinking. And then I guess I'll do this one. I'll do the brown. So because this is already going to discolor the soaps to brown, There's just no way about it. When you have something that has vanilla in your soaps, it's going to turn your soaps brown. It's just kind of a rule of thumb when it comes to it. You could use titanium dioxide. It will help, but it's still going to brown your soaps. And I got one bar over here to show you. I love you. Thank you. This was our pumpkin spice soaps from last year. The white, I used titanium dioxide, and I used a lot of it, and it still come out like a tannish color. So I like this look, but see how dark brown the soaps turn? By the way, these still smell amazing. And to make it where you don't have spots, because sometimes you'll get brown spots through your soap, you want to just not fight with the color. So I'm just going to throw in a little bit of cocoa powder as my colorant. You could use an actual brown. I don't even have to, I can eyeball this. It doesn't even have to be measured out. I can eyeball some cocoa powder. Cocoa powder has antioxidants, so this has no sugar in it. This is just your unsweetened cocoa powder. So it has antioxidants in it, which is good for your skin. And it's going to go ahead and turn brown. Every batch I fought with trying to make it not turn so brown, and it just turns dark brown. There's nothing you can do about it. So we just throw a little brown in there. We're just going to say brown. It's going to happen. There we go. Now, I'm going to grab another big white container. And I don't know why I do this. If you take these containers and offset them, they won't stick together so bad. But the way I just had it, I'm lucky I got them apart, because sometimes they don't even want to come apart like that, which is maddening. Oh, it makes me crazy. So what I'll do is I'll pour some of the soap batter in here and then pour it. I want a large amount of orange. So just to let you know what I'm doing, I believe I'm almost done with all the additives except for the fragrance oil, which is right here. And my sodium lactate. I'm using pumpkin pie spice. There are so many people that have it. I've tried just about every company. There's a one or two that I haven't used. But in my opinion, this one is really good, and it's from Rustic Essentials. I used another one from Nurture. It was good, but I just think it was not enough spice. This one has just enough amount of vanilla and spice. It really does smell like a pumpkin pie that's baking in the oven, and that's what I want. So I'm just going to, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm talking about the fragrance oil, and I'm going to use the fragrance oil. I'm supposed to be opening the sodium lactate. So the sodium lactate goes, and I'll show you where it goes. Let me move this stuff out of the way. I got ahead of myself. My sweet, sweet husband was leaving to go get the kids. First week back at school. And thankfully, he's home. So I decided I could make soap today. And I don't have to rush through it because he's here and he can help go get the kids. So he's amazing. Okay, so this is 1 teaspoon per pound. And so I'm going to measure it in one of these little measuring medicine cups because it tells you 1 or 2 teaspoons on the side. So I'm going to do 2 teaspoons at a time. So I got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and last one, 12. That is, did you see that? Dropped it right in there. There we go. Rinse off my hands before I touch anything else. Okay, I've used it. Now I'm going to move it away. One year I made a pumpkin spice latte where I added some coffee and fragrance oil and stuff. And that was really good. But when I just made the regular pumpkin spice soap, it did really well. We did another soap. Hello, ma'am. We did another soap that was a fall soap last year, and I still have a few bars of it because I made so many because I thought it would be a giant hit. And it was a hit, but some people just don't like bakery smelling soaps. There is some people that love it, and there's some people that are just not fans of it. And so I kind of went overboard with the pumpkin spice, and then the other one was like a cranberry pumpkin. So, oh my gosh, it smelled like back in my grandma's kitchen. You know, it was just like so amazing smelling to me. But I can see really when you want to get clean, some people don't want to smell like baked goods. I get it. But pumpkin spice, it doesn't make you smell. Oh, what am I doing? What am I doing? I got to get my big spoon back. And then I have a tiny. Okay, I thought it was something else. Okay, go on, doggy. Get out of here. You're not supposed to be in the kitchen while I'm making soaps. Go. Okay, I like to put my spoon in here. And it helps with the splashing, but it's still splashing. Okay. Let me put this a little further over. And then try. There we go. Has something to break the fall. And then I'm going to take this and scrape out. I had no pieces of lye. I was watching as I was pouring, and I always kind of tilt it back a little. So if any of those pieces of lye, end up getting clumped up, it'll stay towards the back here. But we had no problem with that, which is good. So that means it's set long enough to dissolve all the lye. And I didn't have to use my strainer. If I see clumps, I go ahead and I throw out the strainer and just start using the strainer. But I didn't have to do that this time. And then I'm going to just use that right there. It doesn't fall over. I want to make sure I dropped a little bit on the floor, so I'm throwing a napkin down, grabbing that, because I don't want to step in that and then walk all over my floor. Okay, this is the fun part. The blending. If you're a soap maker, which I know some of you that are watching are, do you make pumpkin spice soaps? Do you make any kind of fall soaps? If so, let me know. I wanted to do an orange cranberry soap. I think that would be amazing. Cranberry smells so good. And last year, like I said, that one, it smelled really good, but I didn't get a lot of people that wanted it. Hello, sweet lady. Hope I have made it in time. Today I'm going to get out my frozen goat's milk and I got to get my glare off my glasses. An unperfumed goat's milk. Have to warm up first. It's -7 degrees. Holy moly. It's cold there in New Zealand. Oh, man, a banana soap didn't smell? I bet you that smells really good. I've never done a banana soap. I might have to try one, but I could see that. Some people don't like bananas. Some people do. But man, that is cold. And unscented goat's milk soap is a good seller with all the people that just don't want to use any essential oils, fragrance oils, or anything. We call ours pure and gentle. Sorry, pure and gentle. Here we go, get the blending. And vanilla will make your soaps accelerate. So you definitely don't want to over blend this. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to blend this just a trace. Like that's actually, it come together really fast today, which kind of scares me because we haven't even put any fragrance oil in here. So there's no oil sitting on top. You can see the oil, and that is all emulsified in really well. So now we want to get it separated. I don't know if you saw there, ma'am, but I mixed my orange in a small container, and I wanted it in a big one. I don't know what I was thinking. So let's pop this off. I'm going to end up putting the orange in this container, but I just want to mix it in this one to get it off the bottom. And then I want to get this. I have brown over here. If you missed, I am mixing brown in with, it's chocolate, actually, cocoa powder. So try to use as many natural things as possible. So cocoa powder to tint it brown because it's going to discolor to brown. No matter what I do, it's going to. I've used titanium dioxide and it still ended up giving me some little brown spots. So why fight it? Why try to get it light colored or orange or, stuff like that? When you make pumpkin pie, it's brown. It's not orange. So I'm going to add some orange accent to it. I thought about doing white or green, but really, as of right now, trying to keep up with the demand. Thank goodness we're having some amazing customers go to our retail locations that we're in. So I want to try to make it easy on me to be able to duplicate this soap. I love making the fancy soaps, but honestly, to sell those in retail, I'd have to ask a lot of money because when you sell wholesale to a company, they're getting wholesale prices, so they'll sell your product, but they're putting my product in front of more people. So it's getting us recognized, but in the same sense, I can't make fancy, high-topped, like last year's soap, I did all these embeds of leaves and all the stuff. It was complicated. It took me a long time. Realistically, I can't make those duplicate. It's too much time. Now, if I was, had more help and stuff like that, then maybe, yes. If I had a helper and a soap maker with me, then I could. But as of right now, I'm going to try to make a beautiful soap, but it's something I can replicate over and over if this becomes super popular. And then I will still make beautiful soaps to sell on our website and for our fans, you know, that are a little more fancy. So I'm just going to blend this orange in here. Can you see how beautiful that orange is? I don't feel like the lighting is correct. I got if you're just joining, I got a new stand, and the ring light is now over here on this side, and then you guys are over here. So I'm not staring that ring light right in the face anymore because my eyes can't take it. Oh, yes. Thank you for writing that, too. I forgot about that. You could do it that way. I was joking with him that, you know, royalty and long time ago would do an actual milk bath. Like, they used actual milk. So, but yes, you can use the powder dried milk in like an oatmeal bath and a milk bath. Very good. Thank you for adding that. I got distracted and didn't finish my thought either. So I'm going to blend this up. Nice chocolatey color. Okay. I may not put enough chocolate in that. May have to put more. Okay. Now, I have not weighed out my fragrance oil, so I need my scale back really quickly. I know I just set it to the side. What did I do to it? Ah, it's over here. Okay, so come on, come back to me. I'm going to use just this orange that I had for this container, zero it out, and weigh up my fragrance oil right here. Oh, it smells. Now, see, when I bought this before, I did not think it was strong enough. But smelling it out of the bottle, I have one of those wax warmers. And so I'll get paraffin wax, and then I will put my fragrance oil in with paraffin wax and let the heat hit it and see what it smells like after it's out of the bottle. And then that way I can get a better judge of the scent. So I'm going to put a little in my orange. I'm going to put a little in this brown. And I'm going to put a little over here. I'm going to just put this brown over here right now because it is going to discolor quickly. Feel that chocolatey brown. So and then with my orange, I'm going to use a whisk, I think, because I don't want it to get too thick. That's one thing you have to be careful with. I'm just going to zip it. I'm actually worried I didn't use enough chocolate. So I'm just gonna pray, because I'm not gonna put any chocolate in the way it is. So I'm just gonna hope and pray that it doesn't leave spots, discolored spots in the soap, because that is something that could happen. Okay, now I'm just gonna I'm gonna do it really quickly over here. It's already starting to thicken, and I don't want it to rise. Sometimes they can do that. See it on top there? It worries me. Let's go this direction. Okay, we're gonna call it good. I really love this orange. It looks more like a burnt orange. I don't know if it's because of the ring light giving that color. All right, let's get this over here. Get our molds. Get ready for the pouring. I'm going to try my best for my followers on TikTok to get a little video. I haven't been doing that, and I have actually gotten some complaints because I haven't done it. So let's try. Do a little. I'm being cautious. This is super heavy. Can y'all see all the molds there? I think I see a hair. Oh, Lord. I had these all cleaned out. What happened? I have to spritz it. I'm going to spritz it with alcohol super fast. I'm a weirdo about it. It probably come from me because I was loving all my animals. I don't see any more, but I'm just going to be paranoid. You definitely don't want to sell soap with hairs in them. So clean all your stuff down with alcohol. I had already done that, but apparently, I bet it's because I loved on my cat. So just all right. I'm good. We're good. Everybody's good. Got paranoid. There we go. Okay, still moving. Thank goodness. This looks creamy, but I'm telling you, we're going to be brown. This will be some brown soap. Tomorrow or, well, Saturday, I'm going to be busy. So maybe Saturday early or tomorrow. Well, tomorrow is Saturday. Holy crap. Saturday early, tomorrow early, or Sunday, I'll do the cut on these, and then you can see what they look like. Oh my gosh, I want to eat pumpkin pie. I want all the things pumpkin spice. I want pumpkin spice latte. I want pumpkin pie. I'm on a diet, so I can't have it. I'm not really on a diet. I'm just trying to eat better. I eat well. I actually should say I can't have sugar like I used to because diabetes runs in my family. And so when I smell baked goods, it's like, oh my gosh, I miss those things. Okay, so I'm just going to scrape out the container. I'm not going to even mess around with anything until I get all of this soap out. Spam risk, I'm not answering that. Do you love that phones now? I don't know about everybody's phones, but my phone now will tell me spam risk. So I won't answer it. Look at me turning my notifications down, by the way. My husband did remind me. He's like, turn those down because you always forget. So in cleanup and in life, please clean and scrape with a spatula all your containers because it helps you clean up. And you don't want to waste this beautiful soap batter. It's actually a lot if you leave soap clinging to the sides of your container. It's actually quite a bit that you're leaving in there. So if you're wanting a consistent amount of soap and you're wanting your recipe to be, consistent and level, always scrape your containers really well. Okay, so they look a little unlevel. So this is why I have this little spatula here. For when I accidentally pour too much, just do this. Peter, you got too much. Give it to Paul. If you're old like me, you know what that means. I'm just kidding. I'm not old and you're not old. We're just wise. Okay, that looks about even. Everybody looks even. Now let's get to pouring. Let's give this a stir. Oh, it's still working beautifully. So Rustic Essentials Pumpkin Pie Spice is behaving really well. Holy moly, what's going on with my darn phone? It's just going off like crazy. I'll catch up on your comments here in just a minute. So I'm just going to pour until it looks full. I really wanted to do some gold accents and stuff like that, but I just told myself these are for retail, and maybe I'll do another batch. I have more that I'll do some gold with if I have time. But I think gold and orange and brown look really, really good together. Look, that's already so thick it doesn't want to go down in it. Come on, wiggle, 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 wiggle. Have y'all seen my technique with the hanger swirl? I just have a hanger from my large fryer, and I use it to swirl. It is not your typical hanger swirl tool, but I like it. It works for me. I could almost pop this into a piping bag and let it harden up, but I don't know if I want to do that. Let me get my tool and show you. So this is just you hold it like this and pull your fry basket out. Found a really good coffee fragrance when I saw made soap. It didn't give me a headache this time, and it might get some more. Ooh. Yeah, you really have to be careful with the coffee fragrance oils, because sometimes they do not smell like the coffee. So this is all I'm doing is I like to push down in the middle, give a little swirl, push up and down, push up and down. Too much, you're going to have you're just mixing it. But try to get where you have the biggest portions and then come up. And then I have a little bit left for the top, and I'll do a pretty swirled top. So I'm going to try to push as much as that orange down into them as possible. And then I'll do a pretty orange swirl on top. It's setting up pretty quickly, so I got to hurry up. It would be really cool if I had the time to do a frosted top, not for, not something too complicated, just like a little top, like a little, like I love on top of my pumpkin pie, some whipped cream. Last year, I did not use a frosting bag. I'll show you the soaps if you missed it earlier. I just used the soap batter when it got thick like this, plopped it on top, and kind of, made it look like whipped topping. And it turned out really, really cute. So now that I got the orange plopped on there, and I use that tool, I want to make sure there's no air bubbles, because when it gets thick, sometimes you can create a little air pocket in there. So that's pretty simple, right? And then I have this little skewer, nothing fancy. I did say earlier, don't use wood. A wood skewer, I'm not using it for very long, okay? It's totally fine. You could use a skewer. And then I like to go in the middle. It looks so pretty when you do that. So give it a little nice big swirls. When you're making fire-looking soaps, that's also a good way to make fire, is those big swirls like that. We did a campfire or bonfire soap. Oh my gosh, I loved it so much. But it really wasn't a big seller, surprisingly. I might bring it back and see if maybe some of my new customers would like that, because we got a lot of guy customers, and it was very smoky, outdoorsy, but it did have a little hint of vanilla. So I might bring it back for some of my new customers. Bonfire soaps. I was doing figure eights over there, and I started to do something different. So, oops. Yep. So just like this. And then how you see this stuff that's now kind of dripping on the sides or coming on the sides, just take, I'm going to use another spatula. I like this spatula. It's kind of angled. And I just push it. That. Try to get it off the sides. I could go back and do some more swirling if I want. So it's probably, I'm just trying to hurry up. I should have wiped those sides before I did the swirling, but it's okay. It's not messing it up at all. Looks very pretty. This one's really coming over. I can't believe how wonderful this batch is actually behaving. So I'm just really super impressed with, I still can work with it. Being fragrance, a fragrance oil with vanilla in it. Usually vanilla, I've had it rice up before. And the very first year I made soaps with a pumpkin pie spice scent. The soaps got so hot. And it was crazy. I almost didn't get them in the mold. They just started to heat up really, really quickly. So I never used that fragrance oil again. I can't remember who it was by. I want to say it was Wholesale Supplies, but I can't remember now. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that, because there's some people that use it and it works fine for them. I have to go back and look. I don't have it on video because it was when I very first started out. But it could have been just their formula too at that time. So this was several years ago. So you just really look at your comments when you're buying a fragrance oil. Look and make sure you're buying from a trusted company, not just something you see. Or I don't buy candle fragrance oils, please. So many people that now are making soaps. I've come across some people using a fragrance oil from a candle company, and it's like, no, please don't do that. So those are not safe. You want body safe soap fragrance oils for soaping. Okay, so now that I cleaned up the sides, I'm going to try to go back and not mess it up. Just a little bit. Oh, I like it. Sometimes you can overdo the swirling. Oh, I love it. I love it. And so this is going to turn pretty brown. Maybe the Kaolin Clay. Now, last year, I don't think I used Kaolin Clay. I'll have to go back and look at my notes in my recipe and see if I used Kaolin Clay last year. So maybe the Kaolin Clay will help it from going such a dark brown, but that's most likely not the case. I don't know. It's just the way the fragrance oil behaves. Anything with bakery scents, you're going to brown. So check it out. Tell me what you think. I'm going to scoot them together. Move this out of the way. I'm going to tilt down my camera maybe just a tad bit more so you can see. What do you think? You think they're good? I think they're good. I'm happy. I'm going to come up and tell you thank you. Read your comments real quick. Let's see. I'm a level 4 lockdown here in New Zealand. We have the Delta now. I'm so sorry to hear that. That's terrible. Well, I'm a praying person, so prayers to New Zealand. You know, it's just one of those things. I don't want to get into talking about it because I don't want my video taken down. And I really want everyone to stay safe and love one another. And just remember that life is, every day is not promised. So live your life to the fullest that you can and make good choices and be good to one another. And remember, we're all in this together. So I send prayers to New Zealand, level 4 lockdown. That's scary stuff. So I pray that this is something that we can get eradicated and taken care of. And I don't know what more to say, because honestly, even though we live in one of the freest, best nations, in my opinion, this is a touchy subject and I'm not going to go there. So I just want to say prayers to everyone. The season is coming up for fall. Thanksgiving is one of our favorite holidays because it's about family and giving thanks for those things and just genuinely being thankful for what you have. And I think we should carry that attitude throughout the year in our life. So I hope you all stay safe and well. Thank you for coming by. I will show you what these soaps look like when I cut them. Hopefully do another live. If not, I'll do like a shorts video. Didn't do anything for the TikTok. Apologies if you follow us there on the TikTok. I've been absent on there, and Instagram. It's just we've been really busy. So we just got our kids back in school. That was a big undertaking. So good job on your batch. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching and commenting. If you like what I do here, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more videos. If you want to be notified when I go live, there's a little bell. You can click on that bell and it'll notify you when I go live. I have one glove. That's so funny. So if you would love to do that, I would really appreciate it. Thank you to all of our followers, new and old. Thank you so much for coming by. And I love sharing my soap making with you today. and chatting. If you have any questions, pop them in the comments. Send us a message. We're on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. You can just reach us pretty much any way, and I'll do my best to answer back. I love the questions. I love the suggestions. You can keep the suggestions coming, and I will try to do as many as I can. So have a wonderful day. Thank you so much. Bye for now. See y'all later. Love y'all.